Welcome to VeVe Radio, where the fandom grows, with the one and only Raven and the biggest bro. We dive into comics, from pages to screens, collectibles and culture like you've never seen. Get ready, kick back, enjoy the space. VeVe Radios live for everyone in this place.
We live and we live. We live, but we alive. We alive to feel the vibe, and the vibe is just right. Welcome to VeVe Radio, Oh, here is your boy, the biggest bro. Oh, back at it again with episode number 10 of VeVe Radio. We have a wonderful, amazing show to bring you guys today. But first off, we are sponsored by, powered by, fueled by VeVe Comics. And as we go on into our new adventure, this is going to be the last sponsorship for VeVe Comics, but the connection is still strong because we are also VeVe official affiliates. The code will be down below. But also, as we go on, we picked up another sponsorship. We are proudly sponsored by Key Comics. Key Comics runs a Whatnot comic book shop every Monday, every Friday, Monday Night Brawls. It's going down. Make sure you hop into those Whatnot spaces. Auctions starting off at $1? $1 a comic? Come on, baby. This is real. This is live. And we are now sponsorship by our guy. Now, before I start the show, just remember, this is not financial advice. We are regular people with regular opinions. And guess what? Opinions can change. And now, the moment I know that I've been waiting for. It's time for me to introduce my co-host. It is D, one, and only.
Thank you, big bro. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for tuning in to your dose of weekly nostalgia with us up here on the stage. Yeah, it's been an exciting week for sure, but so happy with exciting news for the show, and I just can't wait to, spread the love, spread more awareness in the community, and just bring more people together. And I'm so happy to be doing with the three of you. And now I'm also going to introduce the awesomest bird from the north, Raven.
Thank you, Dee. Hey, everyone. I'm excited as well. Just everything that's happening. It's been fun and it's a new adventure and just excited to, get on with it with you guys. And thank you everyone for being here. But we do have a giveaway sponsored by VeVe Comics. And the only thing you need to do to enter that is just be present, be here. And the biggest bro at some point will put your name on a wheel, and about halfway through, we will spin that wheel for a winner and you will get an awesome prize from VeVe Comics. But that's not all. We also have some giveaways from our new sponsor, Key Comics, and he is going to be giving away 4 prizes, and each winner will receive 2 physical comics. But these comics will be from this week's releases. You can't get that anywhere else. You'll get them early. It's here. This is exciting. What do you guys think?
You may be able to get these comics before your LCS. That is what we're talking about here. This is the different type of utility that you're going to get for being a fan of this show. And guess what, guys? International Lives Matter shipping worldwide, baby. Worldwide.
Worldwide. Crazy. Crazy.
And
So,
yeah, to enter this giveaway, you guys just stick around. You will do the wheel spin again at the end of the show for the prize.
oh my gosh, you can't beat that, right? But just also want to let you guys know if you could like, follow, and subscribe to VeVe Digital Collectibles and VeVe Comics on all their social platforms, such as Discord, X, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And also follow Key Comics on all his socials on X, Instagram, and his Whatnot shows. Also, want to give a big shout out to the audience. Thank you all for being here. We have we have someone in the greaser. Yes, let's go. We have Josh. Oh, is that from Mod? We have Josh, Gabsar. Oh my gosh, Jeremy. Enter the verse. We have I can't see this one. Montreal actor. I think I said that right. We have
Montreal. It's
Montreal.
Canadian.
um, we got Daemon, Shankster, Matt, Uwichikin. Is it Uwichikin or Uwichikin? We have Maja and Jesus. We have Slider, Geode. We have Agent 415, No Tactics, Swampy number 5, Ricardo, Virtual X. We have Omar, Mahalo Joe. Oh, Woman X VV. Hey. We have
Hey.
Jay. We have John. We got the Real Uncommon Podcast. We got Key Comics. Hey. We got BE Informant. We have E Boogie, Evolve AO. We have NFT interviews. We have my collectibles. We have VeVe Digital Collectibles, Raven, Big Bro, and myself. So thank you all for being here. Oh, I need a drink of water. But anyways, another week, huge lineup of comics coming out. And we're really excited to announce those as well and read you guys the really short list that we have. But before going on to that, we did have some homework from last week from our awesome special guest. Um, our homework was One World Under Doom. Did you guys get a chance to do your homework?
I did my homework. Let's go
Yes.
because I had already done it before, baby. Let's go.
A plus all around. What did you guys think?
Oh,
It was good.
go ahead, Raven. Like I love you.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Honestly, wasn't sure if I would like this because I don't have an extensive background in comics, so I don't always know all the characters. I've kind of really dove in probably the last 3 months into reading a lot, and so I wasn't sure, but I really enjoyed it. And I don't know what everybody's problem with it is with Doom because he seems like a really great guy. I mean, he seems in this book to like really want to help the people. So I don't get what the big deal is, but no, I enjoyed it.
It was so good because like the Avengers and Fantastic Four, they're all like, "Nah, dude, this is Victor Von Doom. Like, there's something going on." You know what I mean? And the way that Doom got them in the end with the okie doke, come on, man. He just looks like more of a good guy. He's like, "Look, I'm trying to save you from these people. I want to give you health care. I want to do this for you."
Yeah.
And the thing that really sold me, he rides a Doom Tyrannosaurus Rex,
Right?
dude.
How freaking cool is that to get?
Come on.
Like that's like the dopest thing.
And they kind of glazed, like they just glossed over it. I was like, wait, what? No, that's a T-Rex, bro. You can't just gloss over this.
I kind of want one.
Right? Like that is so cool. Just the use of him using the Doom bots, and at least in issue 1, everything looks up like on the up and up. You know what I mean? Doom's just doing his thing, and the best part is he's more calculated than Iron Man and Reed Richards, who are like quote unquote like the smartest people in the MCU, and just straight up just Batman plotted on them. You know what I mean? Just like, I knew what you were gonna do, and I knew that was what you were gonna do too. Like, it's great.
How does he know? He's got like a couple steps ahead of the geniuses. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, that was such a good comic to review. Shout out to the our comic guru council, man. They've been feeding us good comics to review and good art. Yeah, shout out to them, man. So we do have some comics coming out. D, take it away.
Okay, let me let me catch my breath real quick. But I do have Marvel Comics. So
I can do it if you want.
no, I got it.
All right.
So these are dropping this Wednesday at 12 a.m. Pacific time. All right, here we go, guys. We have Ultimate Spider-Man number 15, X-Men Hunt Omega number 1, Wolverine Revenge number 5, Godzilla vs. Fantastic Four number 1, Ultimate Wolverine number 3, Uncanny X-Men number 12, Amazing Spider-Man number 70, Deadpool vs. Wolverine Slash 'em Up number 1, Daredevil number 19, Fantastic Four number 30, Illuminati number 1, Red Hulk number 2, Star Wars The High Republic Fear of the Jedi number 2, Weapon X-Men number 2, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 4, Thunderbolts Doomstrike number 2, Laura Kinney Wolverine number 4, Infinity Watch number 3, Incredible Hulk number 23, Doom Academy number 2, Doom's Division number 1, Rogue The Savage Land number 3, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker adaptation number 2.
Woo! Good job, D. Take a break. Clock out for your 10. Dynamite Comics, we have Darkwing Duck number 2, DuckTales number 4. Now, these are only going to be digital only, so they're only going to be the reader version, so make sure you know about that. Then we have Terminator number 6, Powerpuff Girls number 9, Vampirella number 1. Now, this is a different number 1, so it's a re-release. Then we have Purgatory number 1, Thundercats number 6, Powerpuff Girls number 4, Mars Attacks number 2, and Garbage Pail Kids Origins number 2.
Nice.
Oop, I got a phone call. My bad.
Okay. That's okay, I got you. We have Ablaze Comics as well. And from Ablaze, we'll be getting Belit and Valyria, Swords versus Sorcery 1 through 5, and then the Mighty Barbarians 1 through 6.
Oh, that was easier.
I know.
I know. She got the just 1 through 5, 1 through 6, boom bop. Any of these titles stick out to you guys?
For me, it's definitely Ultimate Spider-Man number 15, because I'm hooked on that series. And the last couple comics were a nice cliffhanger, of course. But this issue is the Ultimate Sandman Attacks. As the dust settles from the events of the recent issues, Peter, MJ, and the kids take a family vacation. But nowhere is safe for the Ultimate Spider-Man. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to get this one as fast as I can so I can get into it. How about you guys?
That's awesome. I picked, just because it was, coming out and the covers look pretty cool. I got Doom's Division number 1. So basically, this one is Tiger Division roars into action for Doom. Dr. Doom rules the planet, but instead of chaos, he's created world peace. Where does that leave Tiger Division, South Korea's foremost defenders? As agents of the National Intelligence Service, under White Fox, they're ordered to uphold the New World Order with the help of some new team members. But not everyone is content in Doom's utopia. Tensions are high and the stakes are higher in One World Under Doom. Brought to you by Yoon Ha Lee, award-winning writer of the Machineries of Empire series, who also made his comic debut in the X-Men Wedding Special number 1. And these have some pretty cool variant covers that I'll be pinning up. Same as the one that that Raven talked about. I'll be pinning those up. But what about you, big bro?
Man, I'm really excited to get this book in my hands. It's Godzilla versus Fantastic Four. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first appearance of Godzilla on the VeVe app. I'm really excited. The story is about in Godzilla Fantastic Four, witness a threat never before seen as King Ghidorah descends upon Earth with a power cosmic as Galactus' news herald. So you know how they're showing all these different people as their heralds. So now we have King Ghidorah, which is the giant three-headed dragon, like coming down. Can the Fantastic Four stop him from destroying New York along with the rest of the planet? A city-smashing spectacular as Godzilla, with the help of Silver Surfer, joins forces to stop the world from a certain annihilation. I just think this is going to be a crazy book. Lots of big characters. I mean, you have the Godzilla Silver Surfer team up. Oh man! And yeah, I will also be reading this for an upcoming Thursday show.
Wait,
Guess
what?
a little guest spot on the comic shop. I mean.
Spicy, nice. I'm gonna have to tune in for that.
Let's go. And then, we also have the comic books that came out this week. Today, we had X-Men #2 come out with 5,000 editions, $10, $10, 10 jimmies. It went pretty good, I would say. I really like the Secret Rare. And as of course, this is a #2 in the line of X-Men from the 1963 version. So I think this is a good pickup if you're looking at it. And guess what, guys? 30 days or else this one will be burning away. Then we also have Thursday coming out on Thursday. We have the $6.99 for Daredevil 232, the first appearance of Nuke. So I really love the secret rare on this one right here. The ultra rare looks really funny because the dude has like the American flag tattooed on his face, which is wild. But yeah, that secret rare with Daredevil in the fire looks flipping awesome. So yeah, those are going to be that. And like I said, we do have common burns coming on the app, and this week on our burn watch we have two big ones. And I think I can steer you ladies into saving some of these books. I think I can. So first off, we have X-Men 41 that will be disappearing within the next couple of days, and this is the first kiss between Rogue and Gambit. The rare, ultra rare, and secret rare all are themed around that kiss. The black and white rare is the one that I own myself. It's wonderful. I can't wait to put that in my VeVe verse along with my Gambit, and now, as we will talk about later, the Rogue. But as of right now, there are 2,117 books out of 3,000 are about to be burned. So this will have less than 1,000 editions if it's burned right now. So D, Raven, can I interest you in a kiss?
Wait, what?
I mean, from the Gambit Road Kiss. The Gambit Road Kiss.
What are we talking about? Oh yeah, I might save one. I might save one or two.
Yeah, I think so too. I was actually meaning to pick one up when it came out, but yeah. So now I have a limited amount of time, so for sure I'll go and grab one. That's totally threw me off.
Let's go. We're gonna get saved. We have to make it spicy. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna save X-Men 41. That's awesome. And we also have Daredevil 183 later this week is going to be burned. Also, this is going to be the first fight between Punisher and Daredevil. 3,052 out of 5,000 are said to be burned. This is going to be quite the burning of these books. It's going to mean something. It's going to mean these books are very scarce. Some of these covers are really nice. This one features Daredevil and Punisher, like basically Punisher putting the gun in the guy's gut. You know what I mean? Like he's about to blow your stomach out. Crazy. Will you guys be saving Daredevil 183?
Yes.
I'm not sure. You're going to? I might get one in the market. We'll see.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like I'm behind on all of these comics. So I have to check them out.
Me too. Thank you for doing this, big bro, because yeah, now it makes it easier which one I need to go and rush to get. So thanks for that.
Oh yeah, because like I said, that's one of the really cool things I think that they did for the comics, especially the ones on the app. 30-day burns. If you decide to go in on this comic, I really believe in that X-Men 41 with the kiss between Gambit and Rogue. We also have there's another one on the app I believe that has that same pose because I know I have that in another comic, but this comic like it looks really good, especially the rare. I love the black and white. I love the black and white on that one. So it comes that time, guys, for a word from our sponsor.
Endless swiping, bad matches, and ghosting? Who needs it?
With the VeVe Digital's Collectibles app, there's no need to swipe left ever again.
Looking to fulfill your AR dreams?
Want to show off your legendary collection with friends?
Or maybe you just have a thing for superheroes with exceptionally long necks.
Whatever you're into, we will help you find the perfect match the VeVe way.
Download the app today. True love awaits, or at least a really cool collectible. Let's go. Shout out to Fro.
Shut up, bro. He's laughing.
He loves the long neck girls. He loves them.
No judgment. No judgment.
Never any judgment, right? All right, so we did have some good drops this week. We had Super Grover. How did you guys do on Super Grover? Did you go for it? The initial drop, 30 gems.
No, I picked up 2 in the market. I've used up all my SE luck, so I just, played it safe.
Smart. What about you, D?
That was so smart, Raven, because I decided to get my Genesis piece. And I went for it on the drop because it had a sentimental value for me personally. And then I went in the market and I saw how wrecked I was. But I keep moving forward.
Hey, you know what? That Genesis piece is going to be special because that's the only Grover it will know is D's hands. Let's go. Then we also had Beauty and the Beast dropping on Sunday. These collectibles, in my eyes, are really, really good. The diorama is one of my favorites on the app. Is one of my favorite things on the app. That it's really beautiful. Even in AR, it's really, really nice. And, you can take pictures of, dining in the ballroom like without going to Disneyland. How'd you guys fare on this drop?
I went for 1 and got Belle, so I was happy with that. And again, I love this. I love the Disney stuff. I have so much on my wish list, but yeah, I'm saving jemmies to, pick up more stuff.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, I didn't go for this one personally. Just because I didn't do so well on the previous one, so I just kept my gems for something else. Maybe I'll pick up the diorama when it goes down, but I think it was like 80 gems at one point. So
yeah, it was at 80 gems. But that was because people were having problem actually buying it out of the store. So it was kind of showing it sold out. But they did get that fixed, and so now it's around back to 30. But it's still holding up pretty well. I'm also waiting for that diorama to drop.
yeah.
I want to help other collectors at heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I got you. You want to drop it to me? I got you. Then we also had the Toby drop on Monday. Really cool thing that O'Malley did, providing us a space with the artist and finding out a lot with them. And it's really cool to go do a drop with an artist. Like, how awesome is that? And they ran a really good space right there. Did you guys end up going for any Tobys?
I tried a couple, but no luck.
Right on. What about you, D?
I did not go for any of the Tobys. I'm interested to see how people are gonna place the pieces in their VeVe space. I'm really intrigued to see how that's gonna be.
D says she's watching and judging you. That's what she's
I'm not
saying.
judging. I just think I'm watching. No judgment here. I'm
She said she
observing
better
from
not.
afar. But that's really cool though that the artist was able to come on as well and just be with the people as the drop is happening and just kind of the audience learning more of the background. So that's really cool. I think we need more of those. Makes it more
Man,
fun to do.
and And I think that's where we're going to kind of get with the new affiliate program. Like, I think I'm really excited with that. Them, like, maybe VeVe providing a lane for us to interview these artists and really get into it and have fun this way. So yeah, shout out to Old Millie for providing that space. And then we have a new drop, guys. Are you ready? It's rah 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 rogue.
I cannot unsee that connection now.
It's a rah, 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 rah. Lady Gaga Rogue is in the building. I did. I can't wait. I love it. 15 gems, guys. 15 gems. I think that's a great price. This is going to be another evolvable drop featuring from Common. And then we have Common with 4,900 additions. And then we have the special edition Chaser, which is going to come in at 100 editions for 15 gems. Also, and then the special edition is actually a little bit different from the common in that it's animated. So you know how commons usually just has like one little thing, like a headband or like a knee brace that's a different color. This one's actually animated, so they're getting really in detail with these special editions, which is also exciting. Then you can evolve it up to an uncommon, which is going to be animated. There's going to be 3,000 editions available there. A list price of 10 jimmies. And then you have to burn 250 MCP points. Then we have the rare. And this is a little bit different also in the sense that it's not going to be the same character with different poses. It's not only evolvable, it's going to be changing. So we have the Sharir Warrior version of Rogue. That's going to be the rare, and it's going to be animated with 1,900 editions. You're going to have to burn 500 MCP points for 15 jimmies to upgrade that. And then to upgrade to the Ultra Rare, you're going to get the Legacy Heroine Craft. There's going to be 800 editions for the Ultra Rare, and that's going to cost you 20 gems and 1,000 MCP points. And then finally, the Secret Rare, which is the Extreme Force version of Rogue. We're going to have to up it at another $30 for 300 editions to the Secret Rare. How do you guys feel about the rah, 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 Rogue?
I don't think this one's for me, but I do like how you are getting like the different outfits and the different poses. I'm curious to see the animation. But yeah, I have yet to do an evolvable drop to the end, so I don't know. Not yet. They haven't got me yet.
I'm only now looking at the VeVe blog to see the pictures. I'm the the Rogue Extreme Force Craft, that I had to like do a double take on that because it looked similar to like pasties. No offense or anything, but like when I was scrolling down, I'm like, wait, what? So that's really eye catching. But that I don't think is for me as well. Well,
I love that you said eye catching. That's hilarious. Let's
it made me
go.
do a
It,
double take.
it definitely makes you do a double take. Will you be putting that in your VVverse so your guests can double take on your Extreme Rogue also? Let's go. And this week VeVe has rolled out its official affiliate program. All the sponsorships will be sunsetting as of the end of this week, and the codes have been going out. Have you been seeing people promoting their VeVe affiliate links, and how do we feel?
I mean, I think I saw BE's the other day, and that was pretty good. He did a little YouTube short or something.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I've been seeing some people also doing videos, and then at the end they put their code, which is cool. I mean, if people are signed up for the affiliate program, why not put yourself out there if that's the only way people know you have a link. But if it's not for you, then simply don't do it, right?
Yep. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just got accepted today, so I haven't gone through the rest of the process
Woo!
yet.
But I would employ anybody that's a content creator and still like really like loves the VV space. Get the affiliate link. Just for the fact that they'll be able to kind of provide you with different tools, right, to really help the program the product if people do come in, like the big people and stuff like that, just do it for the tools, for the access to the guests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I really want people to really just try to get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, give it
It is what you make it, guys.
so true. Yeah, so then besides the affiliate program, we've also been seeing, people are continuing to create and build in their VeVeverse and taking a look at other people's spaces. So what have you guys been seeing lately?
This morning I just saw Mastroeni post his build that he's commissioned for somebody, and that looked pretty cool. So it's really neat seeing what people are coming up with.
I'm gonna shamelessly shill my boy Casual, his space with like just the sunset and then the waves.
Yeah.
The waves, and then he's just been doing like crazy things in other people's spaces, just building stuff. I know he did an art installation that looked crazy, a space in Unibonger's space. So yeah, shout out to Casual. It's going to be amazing to see different people putting their artworks in different spaces and getting to see that kind of creativity. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's awesome to see what goes on in people's minds, and what they come up with. Like some you wouldn't even really expect because they don't normally put out their art stuff, but to have them display it, in their VeVeverse space is really cool to see.
Yeah, man, and I think that brings us to our VV giveaway. Is everybody ready for the VV giveaway? Here we go. Again, we are sponsored by VV. These sponsored giveaways are not going to go anywhere. They're still going to provide giveaways to the audience, which is we really appreciate it. And it's shout outs to everybody that takes their time out of their day to listen to us. We really appreciate it. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to run down the list who I have on the wheel. If I don't say your name, you just got rugged, and I'm so sorry. All right, we have, there's some people piling in. Okay, here we go. We have Interteam Interviews, Evolved, E-Boogie, Informant, John, J.E.'s, Women, XVV, Mahalo Joe, Omar, Richard, New Tactics, Vegan Things, Geary, Geo, Slider, Majin Jesus, Ill Chicken, Shankster, Virtual X, Daemon, Montreal Reactor, Gibsar, Matt, Josh, Jeremy, Housen, Swampy number 5, Steve, Millie, Fro, Comey, Kevin, Giendo, Kevin H, VV Jesus, Comic Disarray, Mondo Friedman, Casual, and Fried Labbits. We're gonna spin that wheel. If you're not on the wheel, my bad. I'm sorry. And spin that wheel. Let's see, who is it going to be? Oh man, it's my guy NTTX. New Tactics is the winner. Let's go. Heck yeah, New Tactics. Just make sure you're getting contact with my collectibles, and we'll make sure your prize gets out to you. Congratulations to you, sir. Heck yeah, I love it, and I will be keeping all the names on the wheel for later on. So, like I said, you just have to exist in the space, and you still have a chance to win.
Sweet. Yeah, congrats, No Tactics. That's awesome. All right. So, guys.
And now we're going to introduce our special guest of the show. Let's bring him on up. He's here, right? Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
I sent him the invite.
How are you doing today, good sir? We're excited to get talk to you, man.
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me. Tuesdays are already Tuesdays are my VV day, like hardcore. So this just adds to the hype. I think starting my day with this, and then I'll probably be about 6-7 hours talking later in the day. So it's gonna be a good fun log one.
This is your warm up.
This is my warm up. Thank you. Yeah, I'll drink some tea with honey or something in between. Keep those vocal cords lubed.
What a great way to start your day, though, right? Is with us.
Yes.
Amen. Thank you so much. I mean, obviously, Raven I've known for a little while. She and I are both Clubhouse mods, soon to be full mods in the Discord, and yeah, but the rest of you, a pleasure to meet you. I know Dee came on to my drop show on the Discord last week. It was great to have you, and everybody is obviously always welcome. I do the I do a drop show for the live drop, so it starts a half hour before and then goes until we all get too tired, basically. So what, 11:30 p.m. Pacific until, whatever, until the cows come home.
Man, it's so awesome to hear your voice, to get to know you a little bit better. I know a lot of people have not visited Discord, which I call Middle Earth, but I want people to go. I want people to venture out. It's not that scary, I promise. It's just you got to get used to it, and then you take a little break, and you get used to it some more, and then slowly it adapts you, right? But
Yeah, man.
but I want to ask you, how did you start your collecting journey? What led you to VeVe, and how are you experiencing it now?
Well, I mean, I've kind of always been sort of a collector. Some of my family was like borderline hoarders, but not of the dirty stuff, just of like, things. And I grew up going to garage sales and having garage sales and buying and selling and doing that kind of stuff. And I had kind of been out of the comics game, out of the collectibles game. And in late 2020, early 21, when, all of us at home during lockdown and all these things, and I was starting to delve into NFTs like a lot of people during that period. And I was actually on Reddit, something which I don't really do much anymore, but during that period I certainly was. I was looking for NFTs I could buy with fiat. And a couple came up, and VeVe was one of them. And I looked into them probably in, like a couple of weeks, a few weeks before I actually went for my first drop. I could have gotten things like, I think Still Taught in the store, but I was like $80, blah, blah, blah. And here we learn our lessons, right, in life. But yeah, my first drop was Ultraman, the first original Ultraman, season 1. And I landed Ace, the rare, I guess, because the ultra rare came much later. And yeah, I was hooked. Yeah, I guess that was just the first part of that multifaceted question you asked. What else did I miss there?
No, man, I really love the Ace one. That's the one with the big sword, right? Like he has the giant sword.
No, that's the uncommon, I think. The Ace is the one with his fists together in front of his chest.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
But
Man.
back then, if you landed the rarest of them, it was amazing. And I think and that drop was the one. So a little bit of like VeVe lore for those who are newer. They had an error and they oversold the Ace by a ton. I got it, but those who basically thought they got it and then it was outsold, they were the ones who were airdropped that original secret rare Ultraman poster, which was the, back when secret rares were secret or like special. And yeah, that was like a big deal at the time. I didn't get it. I bought one later off of the market, but like that was a crazy drop back when all sorts of shenanigans were happening.
Yeah, man, that's the original airdrop, right? That's the very first one.
Yeah, I can't think of any that were before that. I mean, we had some secret rares that were like secret drops from Toy Tokyo and a couple other things before that, but I think that was the first airdrop.
Man, what an amazing time we just like basically in the wild, right? The wild west at that point where there were secret drops happening. There was drops that were like landlocked to, I believe it was China for the Cartoon Network and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what finally sold you on digital collecting? Because you were a collector before. Like, what sold you on digital?
I mean, I still look, like things like I have a record collection, right? And I've pared it down over the years. I had more than 2,000 records at one point. And as someone who moved a lot for a while, just like the idea of the space and weight of all these things has always weighed heavy on me. I mean, I've moved across the country several times, and it's always like you start to pare down your physical items. You give away or sell things that then you regret doing that with later, just for the sake of having too much stuff. Obviously, digital, that's not a problem. Everything's there in infinite space. I like scarcity. I like the AR functionality. I like all these things about it in general. But it took me a while to be sold on mint numbers, because in the end they're all the same, and it's just what other people, it's not like even a physical print that's signed and numbered, like say a lithograph, right? The first press, like number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the image is going to be sharper than 400 or something, because literally the physical press of it starts to wear down during the printing process. So you want low numbers for a reason with a print often, unless it's a digital print. And with these, it never mattered. But eventually I got really into low and special mints and everything like that. And it just added a new layer to physical collecting, to digital collecting, that most physical collecting doesn't have. Most things aren't serialized, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just, I can be that hoarder without hoarding, right?
Man, that's what saves me right now, okay? Because if my wife saw that I had 54 gangs in my room, what are
Yeah,
you
dude,
doing?
exactly. Dude,
I was
exactly.
curious.
Look, I have comics, like I had gotten rid of most of my comics in my youth, and that was a real sad thing going forward. I mean, it made sense. In my teen years, I actually took the money and started buying like Warhammer figures for playing tabletop games. And so it's not like I just spent the money on hamburgers or whatever, but I don't have those figures anymore either. So I started rebuying comics because of VeVe, like a lot of people. So what's funny is the idea of having less stuff on digital, and like a lot of, I think, VeVe collectors, including many that never had collected comics until VeVe, all of a sudden I do have physical stuff. But as to what's out in public to see, I've got like 4 slabs out. Everything else is in box, in a short box or whatever. So I don't know. Like in the end, it still makes me buy more physical. Like I've bought, Kosick stuff, and I've bought like, whatchamacallit? I don't know, just a number of different ones that we have on VeVe. I've bought a few physical, so I guess it goes both ways. But still, I have thousands of VeVe collectibles. I do not have thousands of these physical collectibles.
But when you were a kid, like going through these garage sales and stuff, what were the things that you were looking for? Like, was it comics? Was it certain toys? And of
Oh
the
man,
comics that you kind of got rid of, what did you kind of buy back? I guess are my questions.
I mean, as to what I was buying as a kid, I mean, depending on what age, I guess, but I mean, all sorts of things, including stuff that wouldn't be considered kid stuff, like just vintage stuff. And then as I got a little older, obviously everything from stoneware plates to, coasters, it didn't matter as long as I liked it. Although often I would resell them, sometimes at a profit, or sometimes just years later after enjoying them, video games and any number of things. But the stuff I started rebuying, a couple of them were things that I had as a kid. I think like a lot of us on VeVe, I got very focused on cover art. And so a lot of the time I'm buying things with cover art from artists that I like, or series to actually read, right? Like I'm not a big slab person because I like the ability to read a comic. And I think the world is starting to move that way. I know slab sales have reduced in the last couple of years, for several reasons. But the stuff I was rebuying, I mean, I'm so sad at some things that I don't have anymore. Like I used to have these signed Greg Hildebrandt calendars, but now I'll like go somewhere and buy vintage Greg Hildebrandt trading cards, right? Because that's a cheap way to get the same kind of art. Yeah, I don't know. A little of everything, I guess, both then and now. It's hard to sort of nail it down. I'm kind of all over the place with what I collect.
Yeah, I kind of feel you in the same aspect, because before VeVe, my husband and I, we didn't collect like new comic books. He had like his stash of all his vintage and all the ones he had when he was younger. But once we found VeVe, we were under the guise of, we'll save space and we will just be collecting digitally. And then we started talking to people in the community. We started going to our local comic shop, and before you know, we have like 15 plus short boxes. I'm like, how the heck
Damn,
did we
that's no
do
joke.
that, right? It's crazy because you feel like you got to match the physicals to the digitals that's dropping on VeVe. I mean, it's nice when we can find it and pair it in the real world. And so now,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's digital is great.
I've definitely done that. I've definitely bought, covers that I'm sure I would never have bought, except I have the digital and I wanted the physical, even though it's, especially, they put out so many variants now and they publish so many of most of them, other than the incentives or retail exclusives. So like you're buying them and they're not that expensive. They're actually cheaper often or usually than we get them on VeVe, unless you're buying them cheap in the secondary. So it ends up being like, if you landed it, in VeVe and it's something you really like, having the physical just sort of like solidifies it. Also makes it hard to sell either one. Like you don't want to sell. Once you have the physical, it's nearly impossible to sell either one, digital or physical.
Yes, I totally agree. It's I don't know what it is, but you can't sell one and keep one because they come as a set, right? Physical and
Right.
digital. So, oh man, yeah, VeVe, what have you done to me? But it's been great though to get back in being able to collect comic books because I wasn't really into that when I was younger. But yeah, I like your aspect and where you started and where you're now, and now that you're like an adult, you can collect what you kind of lost when you were younger, and
Totally.
and be able to, now that as adult people we have our own means to get those for ourselves, and we have so many different things to collect. You don't have to just stick to just comics or just strictly like Batman stuff.
Yeah, whatever. And one great thing about VeVe is it does introduce so much stuff to people that they would not have otherwise known or seen at all. Obviously, these like the pop artists we have, but comics too, especially now that we have different publishers, because a lot of these people are Marvel or DC purists and didn't really see or know a lot of, Dynamite, or certainly not a Blaze or Humanoids. And now we have the new publishers like 24/7. So it's like there's so much stuff that gets shown to people that they wouldn't otherwise do. And if you are an actual reader of the comics, now you really have just like this opportunity to see a lot. And we've moved away from in-person everything, and I do want to find ways to promote physical comics. And I think we have, and I think if we do more, the more we do digitals, we did those special cover releases that they did at Comic-Con and stuff from our exclusives. I want to see more and more of that, because I'm not looking to have the digital destroy the physical comic space. There is nothing like actually opening up a comic and reading it proper. And as much as the digital's great. So like, I don't want to see that go away. I want to see ways that we can prop each other up. I know that's hard for a lot of physical collectors. A lot of them really balk at the digital space at all because they see their downfall. Like we look at what's happened to newspapers and magazines, and I think that people see it as something that's falling. But the difference between a newspaper or a magazine reading digitally and a comic book, I think, is night and day. Seeing full panel work, like, being able to see 2 pages at once, especially when they're connected, until we're seeing stuff in VR where you're really seeing the augmented reality as a full thing, especially, it's just, there's no replacement for the physical.
Yeah, man, and I think that's kind of like the beauty of what at least the three of us that are up here have dealt with, where we came in this digital space and now we collect physical, right? And I think that synergy should still continue on, because if there's a book I want to buy, right? So last night I bought a couple books. I bought I did get the Fantastic Four versus Godzilla, because I want that book cover and I want to slab it up. But I also want to read that book, and if I slab it, I can't read it. So having the digital, being able to read it, and still kind of going for these covers that I may not have access to or may not be able to get, I think it's a wonderful thing. Yeah, especially some of these Momoko covers. I mean, that's another cool thing too, right? Because now not only do I collect comic books because, like, it's quote unquote a silver age or a bronze age, I'm collecting because I'm learning about art. Like, like it's really really cool. Like, and I would have never been a person to be like, oh yeah, that's a cool drawing. You know what I mean? But now getting to know these artists, getting to know their styles, their color palettes, and stuff like that, it's really intriguing, man. Yeah,
Oh,
so
totally.
I don't think physical is going anywhere.
No, I mean, a lot of them are having difficulties with distribution now, the whole Diamond company debacle. And I know that we've seen delays, and we're going to see more with some of our releases from Dynamite because of this, because they're not able to put out their physicals at the scheduled dates and stuff. I mean, they're fine this week, but I think going forward, we may see some delays in releases. We saw that a few weeks ago. Also, I think distribution's hard for things that, they need to sell more, because a lot of these companies, they sell a ton to the shops, but then the shops sit on a lot of stuff, so I think some of them order less now. I find that when I go to my comic shops, some of these comics, they are already only primarily pre-sold to a lot of these shops, so they can go on like League of Comic Geeks and they can connect it to their shop, and they can pre-order for their shop stuff. And I think a lot of people are doing that, so that shops aren't even carrying as much. They're seeing what demand is and they're following that. And that means that these distributors, they buy wholesale from, say, Dynamite, and then they're not getting the orders like they need from the shops. So they're sitting on a lot of product, and that makes profitability really difficult for them and how much they order and stuff. Obviously, there's always popular titles, and then we see stuff that's getting released reprints over and over again on the really hot comics, but on the majority of comics, they don't sell, nearly as much. And I could see how that's hard as a retail business model and distribution.
Yeah, man. It's so, and that's another, notch in the belt for the digital side of being able to kind of like not deal with the distribution and kind of like that kind of problem. But can you tell us, like, how did the comic drop shows start on Discord? Like, how did you start that up?
Yeah, right
Talking
on.
about
I mean,
these
I guess
comics.
I didn't really talk about you were talking about the journey, and I guess just the general Discord journey was that, like, as soon as I got on VeVe, I got on Discord, and it was actually my first experience with Discord, because at the time I saw it, like a lot of people, as kind of video game adjacent, because I think that's originally more what it was, and now it's everything. And it's great, because of the constant interactivity, the constant chat groups, the voice chats and everything, and you're able to bounce things off each other and learn and all of that. And so when I started, it was a crash course in a lot of these collectibles and a lot of these comics, relearning a lot about the comics and getting back into them once comics finally released. I got in like a lot of people in spring of 21, and and I started becoming a very active member back when it took a lot of talking to get XP in Discord, because there weren't all these ways that they have now to make it. Like, I rose up to one of the top interactive people, like whatever there's rankings in Discord, in the individual Discords, and now I'm like number 7. But it was, even back in the day, our top people, you had to interact a ton, and that was half the fun. And so we were always talking up drops and doing these things, not just the drop shows, but a lot before and after, including just in the voice chats, educating each other on stuff. Even though back then, we'd get 2 comics a week, versus now we're getting like 30 plus comics a week. But there was a point when there was no drop show for this drop, because since so many users and a lot of the Discord people are in the US, it's at such a crazy hour for a lot of people. But I work nights, I work in restaurants, so for me, it's not a big deal to stay up late, because for me, it starts at the drop show starts at 2:30 a.m. And I know that's difficult for a lot of people. A lot of our people in the drop show are in Europe, because for them it's morning, and for them they're excited to have a drop show that isn't, maybe around dinner time or whatever for them. But Savage Puma, who's a fixture in the Discord, and and this was before I was a mod. I've been hosting, as my intro sort of stated, I'm a dungeon master. Dungeons and VeVe is like an interactive tabletop role-playing game thing that we do. We can do different games, but I use one called Easy D6 because it's simplified a little bit, and we run it in there. And Puma's always in there, and we just sort of at one point thought about doing a drop show, or talking to Josh, the head of the Discord, and some of the other mods, and we just decided to do it. And we don't get 100 people. I mean, I don't think any of the drop shows get stuff like that anymore, but we get a good chunk of people. We also do official giveaways. Obviously, it's the only drop show in Discord that's super long. All the drop shows are usually like a half hour now, and ours is multiple hours because it's not just one item to cover. We're going to sit there and cover 30 comics, plus we'll talk about what's coming out the next week. We deep dive into plots and into cover artists, and then we do, of course, like at least a half hour of just basically everyone making their pulls and showing their wins and stuff. And it's been great. And there are some big buyers in there, and there's a lot of fun casual people. Some people just come in to see what's what and decide if they want to go for any of these individual comics. And a lot of them, just like with your show earlier when you're talking about the comic drops, they find out about comics that they want to go for, because VeVe's marketing for these is very general. They highlight they give you the full list and they just highlight a few comics, but they don't deep dive any of them. That's what we're for. That's what you guys and we do, is educate, so that people are educated consumers, and you decide whether you want to take the risk on things or just go ahead and buy them in the secondary for cheap if possible. Obviously here, there, and everywhere, it's always not financial advice because we're all a bunch of degeds. But yeah. It's been absolutely wonderful to see the thing. And obviously with all the sort of issues since the version 2 app and with the slowdowns and all these things, we try to just really focus on what we're talking about and not have it be, obviously a FUD show or anything like that. I mean, even before I was a mod, one reason why I think they wanted me for a mod for years, as well as why I think I'm well supported by the community in Discord, is I am a good balance of realism and hope. Like, I'm not a moon boy, but I'm not a fudder. I just take each individual moment as I see it, and I'll be as honest as I can, without going too far in one direction or another. And that's, I think, what we should all do if we are representing this space. I mean, we should be honest about our feelings, but obviously try not to let your emotion rub off on other people. Let them make their own decisions.
Absolutely. That's such a great way to look at it too. Can you go and talk about a bit more about the Dungeons and VeVe? Because I've seen that in there for a while, and it seems like you always have a good group in there. Maybe tell people when it is and stuff.
Yeah, sure. So basically, anyone who's ever played any tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, it's basically that, except we're in a voice chat. There's a dice bot within the arcade channels of VeVe. So you just go ahead and use the keystrokes to roll whatever sided dice you want. And we've now had well over 100 adventures. We used to do it twice a week. Now it's just once a week. We have a pretty core group, and occasionally some other people come in on it. If I was to get a bunch more people, maybe we would do a second adventure with newbies, which would be nice. it's hard to work in too many new people into the old adventure because they're very powerful now, my adventurers. But basically it's fantasy stories, or we also there's a version called Wasted World that's like a Mad Max style sort of world, and then we sort of crossed them over. And these are stories. These are full on like movie style stories. I use AI to help with imagery, which has been great. I think that this is a perfect utilization of that. It's not trying to replace artists, but I certainly can't pay for, nor do I have the skill to go ahead and make the art for people. But like, so it's all storytelling with the occasional picture just to help people visualize what's going on. And then we go ahead and we play an adventure. And we've had people come in and out over the years. We're very close to our 2nd anniversary of doing this. And it has been a really good time. It's crazy because some of these people are very big personalities, and keeping them doing their thing, is sometimes a challenge, but mostly it's an absolute joy to do. And you really see some of these people are so wildly creative in how they problem solve in this space. In the adventures, that it's just super fun to see how people get around my trying to kill them. I always say that I both try but don't want to kill all my adventurers, but it's my job to try. There's definitely people are like, you should write these down like a book. You should whatever, but in general, I just like it as something that lives in our heads. There's so when you go back through it, when we talk through it, I'll just put a random pic from an adventure in the chat. But it's you see people's personalities on a very deep level when they are playing someone else. You hope that their character takes on the personality of the character they're trying to play, but no matter what they do, it's still also partially them. And it really is sort of a snapshot of the way their brain works, how they problem solve. And I don't know, just super fun. And if anyone out there is someone who has run role-playing games and would ever like to do that, I'm always looking for someone else to run some games. I'm sort of the head dungeon master in there, and I would sort of be the overarching one, no matter how many are in there, at least for now. So if anyone wants to do something like that, DM me and we'll talk about it. And it doesn't have to be any particular game in general. Easy D6 is just good because it is a couple things. 1, it's easier to do. 2, you don't need a ton of books. And 3, it's actually open source. The owner made it open source, meaning anyone can do anything with it, and they can even publish for money adventures or versions of it as long as they don't take stuff directly, like the names of the things he came up with or things like that. So it works well for something where we don't have to worry about copyright or anything like that. Although I don't believe there's any issue with us just playing any sort of game in there, as far as I know. But yeah, let me know, anybody, if you're interested either in playing or in running a game, or either or, and we'll see what's what.
That sounds dope. I think I'm gonna check it out, man. I used to run a Dungeons and Dragon campaign with my friends, and it's been a long time. And it's like you said, being these big characters and getting to act out certain things, and it's super duper fun to go on an adventure. So, but I'm staring at your PFP, my man, and I'm wondering about it because it kind of looks Ninja Turtle-ish, which piques my interest. What's it about?
Before I say that, just the last things I didn't say. We do our adventures usually at 8 p.m. on Tuesdays, and you don't have to play. You can come in and listen, and we give out VXP in the Discord just for coming and being in the audience as well. And players get a more VXP, but if you just want to come and listen, we'll give you that. Anyway, my PFP, that is actually a ordinal. So a Bitcoin NFT that is by an artist named Freak, Freq, and it was, excuse me, sold through Almanax. So Almanax has several art items, I think 3 before this, over the course of the last, couple years from Freak. So that's what it is. So it was just, it was one of those they call them crypto punks. It's the same style as any of the other punks. Yeah, so that's what it is. And this was it's the only ordinal I have.
Yeah, that's really cool. I remember now that you brought it up, I remember seeing a post from Elmonex about the freaks. I asked him like, how do you even pronounce it? Is that freak? Or you just say it out as the letters? And then someone corrected me and they're like, oh yeah, like freak. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, it does kind of look like some kind of Ninja Turtle. So
it does, but of course they're all different. It was random chance that I got that he's green and he got the blue eye mask, and so yes, he looks like it. And then their original, like the one they represent, has the same grill. So this mouth. So this one is definitely a good one in that it has like the official Freak grill mouth. That they represent themselves with for these. But yeah, I also, and a lot of people said that when I first got it, that it's super Ninja Turtle-y. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain about that.
Right, we're just waiting for it to drop now on the app or somewhere, right, Big Bro? We're waiting for those Ninja Turtles to
One can only hope. I will say that Elmonex, they're just a great thing in the space. If people aren't familiar with them, check them out. The art that they do primarily is officially scanned from museums by a company called Bridgman, and they have official licensing through the museums. I mean, because these artists, if they're long dead, this old art, there is no license holder. So it's the scan is the highest res digital scans ever created of these arts, and they'll do it front and back. So even the back of the frames and stuff, if it's a frame piece, they've got they started with things like Patrick Hughes, and the Patrick Hughes we have on VeVe were rendered by Elmonex. So we have quite the connection to them through VeVe. Which I love. It's not a competition. They're very different spaces. They have a showroom system. They've got a new thing coming out that's in beta right now, which is like Pokemon Go, but for NFTs, where you'll find NFTs and get airdrops when you find them. So that's crazy. They're just doing great stuff, and like I said, they're not really in competition that much with us, other than I guess a little bit for a few of the items they have, like the Patrick Hughes, where you can get them in VeVe or you can get them there. But because they designed it, it's what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and they've got great stuff. Again, I'm not here to shill them. I have no connection to them directly, but if anyone will ever be outside NFTs allowed in the VeVe-verse, I would imagine it might be them.
Ooh, a little bit of maybe alpha, maybe not.
That's not alpha. I have no inside information on that. I just know that, years ago, there was always the talk of being able to bring outside stuff into the VeVe-verse. But I guarantee that if that was to happen, Elmonex and probably Epico would be like the two that I could imagine, because of our connection with them, would be the first ones. But again, that's just speculation. I have no direct info on any of that.
But that is good speculation because, some of us remember that the original VeVe display, and it had some Brock feces that were only Web3 feces. So the possibility is there, guys. It's there.
That's true. That was when they were just Web3 feces, of which I still have 4 or 5, I think. So that also, that's a great example. I forgot about Brock. That would definitely be another one that would be likely to come in were we to do it, if they just like gate kept certain companies to bring in their stuff, at least at first.
Yeah, man. So, we're talking about a lot about you in this digital space, and we're really, really happy that you found a nice home as VeVe Discord moderator and about to be a full-fledged mod, but being dungeon master, being helping with doing these drop shows. What has been the most rewarding aspect you have dealt with in this digital space?
Okay, well, it'll be that hokey response of the friends I made along the way, right? Probably. Because I was here like anyone who was here back in in 2021. I saw the prices be low and then be crazy and then drop again, and then certain things holding value and everything like that. So there were times when my collection was so valuable, and I could have sold and made huge profit and left, and I wouldn't have met or become as deeply sort of connected to a lot of the people in the space. This is probably one of the first time in my life that there's people in the digital space where I've met so many of them, and some of them I consider actual friends, and I don't take that statement lightly. I've always been one to, especially working in the restaurant business, that we're just surrounded by acquaintances who everyone thinks are friends. But in this digital space, definitely have people who I genuinely consider friends, and I've met many of them thanks to Comic-Con and even a few people just coming into town and visiting. Like Comic-Con, 2 years ago, I actually hosted 6 people that stayed in my apartment during Comic-Con, which is crazy because I have a 1-bedroom apartment. So it was like a ridiculous slumber party that went on for days, including several mods. It was all Discord people, but 6 and myself in my 1-bedroom apartment. And those kind of memories, and then going into the city with them, going into Comic-Con with them, and hanging out and going out after and doing the parties together and stuff, like there's no replacement for that. And something that has been the best part of this journey, because I know that regardless of how long that I stay in here, these connections I've made, both for friendship and for business connections and for all sorts of things, has been huge. And I know a lot of people feel the same way.
Man, you're absolutely right. Took the words out of my mouth. If you guys have not been to one of these live events where you can actually meet the fam, I highly suggest it. There's no real way to explain it other than when you're there. You meet these internet people, but they're so cool. And the funny thing is, my wife likes my internet friends more than my regular friends, which is
That's funny.
hilarious.
That's funny. The thing is, some people, how like you meet some people and like they're almost exactly the same as their personality online, and then there's those that it's wildly different. There are people that are in the Discord and they're such like always trying to rile people up and do all this stuff, but then you meet them in person and they're the nicest people, and they're just the type that likes to poke the bear online, and it's just so fun seeing people's real personalities. You don't we're so disconnected in the online world. We're only we're represented not even by the mask we show the world. We could be completely anonymous and a completely different person than we are in real life if we really tried. But there's no hiding when you're hanging out with someone for a few days. You can still hide something about yourself. You never really know a person, but you really see them at least for how they present themselves in real life, and that's been fascinating at the very least.
Yeah, and then also with that, because we're connected by kind of like a childlike hobby, right? Like where we're just like it's involving fantasies and using our imagination and stuff like that. It builds into our friendship, so that's why you can hang out, and it's like when you're like in school, you know what I mean? Hanging out with your friends, like all playing on the same Nintendo 64, GoldenEye, going crazy. I'm telling my own age now. I'm kind of old now. I'm getting washed, guys. It's bad, but Daemon. We really, really appreciate you coming and sharing your story. It's really, really cool, especially for somebody like you who is not really out there too often, other than in the Discord and stuff like that. Getting to share who you are, and now they have a chance to go experiencing you. But as a guru for us, we need some help. We need you to give us a little bit of homework, a comic book that you think that D Raven and I would enjoy, maybe some artwork that you really like, an artist or a storyline. What would you say on the VeVe digital collectible app would we be interested in, and what would you like to give us for homework?
Okay, great. So yes, Raven let me know, and I thought about it because I read a lot of the comics, and obviously I'm a fan of a lot of cover art and stuff. But the quick thing is, just because it's coming out today, and then I'll give my real pick. But is just I've been really loving the Rogue in the Savage Land series. Super fun. Especially with the Rogue collectible coming out, with number 3 in the series coming out, it's just a fun read. If you like Rogue, if you like the Savage Land, if you like Magneto, because he's a part of the storyline, I highly recommend reading it. And the cover art is ridiculous. I'll put up one just because it's one of the, the favorites. It's one of my favorite ever J. Scott Campbell ones, was the Secret Rare for number 2 in the series. It's just gorgeous and way more detailed and painted looking than most J. Scott Campbell stuff. Also, rarely does J. Scott Campbell do close-ups like this. It's usually like full body art. So this is really, really great to see. But as to what I really, really want to recommend, especially since it's way under the radar, and I keep talking about this in the Discord, but something that I think a lot of people miss because it's not an IP that they know, are the Incal books from Humanoids. The first one sold maybe 100, but the recent one's not that much. So there's not even a lot in some of them, 0 in the secondary. So, but because there's only one cover of each, these are for readers. These are for collectors. This is not, the chance of you making money on buying from the store is incredibly unlikely, because unless you get like a super low mint or last mint or something like that, it's extremely unlikely. But let me basically tell you about this comic. Basically, it is, here, I'll just put up some of the covers here, just so you recognize them if you see them. This is a comic that is written by Jodorowsky. Jodorowsky, if you don't know him, is a movie director and writer. There's a documentary on him trying to produce Dune, and there's a huge book of it, of the art that he, produced, and the storylines and everything for Dune. And he's done some really sort of art house movies that are cult classics. And his writing is amazing. And then all the art for this is done by Moebius. And if you're not familiar with Moebius, you probably are without knowing, because Moebius has been super famous since the 70s, basically. French artist, doing stuff for things like Metal Hurlant and Heavy Metal magazine. If you're not familiar with those, they are basically fantasy and science fiction comic magazines for adults. Very, very, violent, bloody, sexy, crazy stuff. Very famous in the time. I remember sneaking them from my grandfather and reading them well before I should have. And then there was Heavy Metal, the movie, and a sequel, Heavy Metal 2000. And I recommend those if you're into this sort of stuff. But I'm going to put up a couple of just examples of the art in this. The plot line is crazy to sort of tell, but basically it's like, there's a thing called the Incal. It's basically this powerful energy source, and this detective gets roped into this craziness that goes on with it. And there's all these side characters, and the character development is epic. The whatchamacallit, the design work on this is crazy. I'm putting up some more covers or some more panels from this in the chat, just sort of random from throughout some of the issues that I don't think give away too much, especially out of context. They're long. They are dialogue driven with incredible art. I can't say enough about these. If you're into wild, absolutely crazy science fiction, and I'm not talking about like Star Wars style where things are relatively normal, or like hard sci-fi like Battlestar Galactica or things like that. This is wild, fantastical science fiction. It is bawdy. It is it's all the things. It's rough, it's funny, it's sexy, it's violent, it's deep. It gets into super philosophical concepts, and again, I can't recommend it enough. This was released originally in 2014. The physicals are out there and not that expensive. Also, there's some great just where it's all condensed into single volumes and things like that, if you're just into it to read it. Yeah, I don't know if anyone in here has even read any of them, but man, I cannot recommend it enough if you're into wild storytelling and beautiful art.
It sounds like we're gonna have quite an adventure in our group chat this week. Let's go, man. Again, David, I thank you so much for coming. You've been a wonderful guest. Episode number 10 in the bag. Thank you so much for coming up. Again, wonderful getting to know you. Please, guys, check him out on the Discord. Tuesdays going over the comics. Friday nights at 8 for Dungeons and VeVe.
Tuesdays, Tuesday, yeah, tonight. So literally tonight at 8 p.m. I'll do Dungeons and VeVe, which usually runs between 3 and 5 hours, and then I'll do the drop show later at again 2:30 a.m. my time tonight. And then other than that, if there are Friday drops, I do those drop shows, the regular 11 a.m. Eastern drop shows. But we rarely have Friday drops, so there's not usually in there. But yeah, come and see me. Say hey.
Let's
Hey,
go.
Damon. So much. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. This has been wonderful. I really appreciate
Yeah.
what you guys do in here. And like you said before, there's sometimes, and I say this whenever I'm on X in a space, is that there's very much kind of a dividing line for a lot of people between X and Discord. And the more we have back and forth and people on both, the better it is for the community.
So true.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for being here. It's been
Thank
awesome.
you. Really appreciate you guys. And I'll see you in the digital space.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'll see you at the drop show probably.
Awesome. Well, I'll be there. Thank you all, and good luck. I hope you get every comic cover that you want on the drop.
Let's
Let's
go.
Later.
And now we're gonna bring you a new segment in our channel. It's gonna be the community shout out segment. We're gonna highlight a few community members each week. And the really cool thing about this, there's so many people that we can shout out now. There's so much different content. So, we're trying to highlight the people that you may not have heard of, and just we really want to support them. Start off with Dr. Keenan. He has his new YouTube channel, so please go like, comment, and subscribe on Dr. Keenan right now. We also have Talking VeVe with my man Chambo Fett. Those are happening Mondays and Thursdays at 11:35 Pacific Standard Time. A nice, succinct review of what's going on in the space. A really good thing right there. And then we have Nerd Cave 77, and they have a weekly newsletter every Sunday, and they cover digital and physical collectibles from trading cards, VeVe, McFarlane, Cryptoys, Candy, and many more in the digital world. They also offer up tips on market trends, rare finds, and weekly giveaways. So please check them out and subscribe to stay up to date each week on Nerd Cafe 77. And we had our boy Josh Collector's Gone Digital on NFT Pirates with Chad, that live stream. Did you guys get a chance to check that out this week?
Yeah, that was good. That was so good. And they're my Canadian guys. We're all probably a few hours from each other, so it was kind of cool watching them together on there. Did you check it out, Dee?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. No, I didn't get a chance to yet. We started and then it got late, but I missed it because it was so early in the morning for us. And then yesterday was kind of a busy day. But that's on my list of things to do today. Because I'm really intrigued. I know Big Bro was like, you gotta watch it. So I'm like, okay, I gotta really watch it now. I'm like, ooh, it's like good stuff. So yep, that's on my list of things to do after the show today.
Yeah, I think Josh does a wonderful job of getting people wanting to go into the Vverse and give it a try themselves, because he does a really good job explaining what's going on. And then if you just see his space, it looks like, Fro can go in there and sell real estate right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like just
absolutely.
even the lighting and all there, it's insane. But we have some breaking news. They try to get us during the interview, guys, but we have some drops going down last minute, real quick. I want to go over it real quick, not too much because we don't know, but we have a Rogue in Gambit drop that apparently if you burn the common Gambit and a comet Rogue, you're gonna for 15 gems, you can evolve it into a collectible. We'll have both of them kissing on a broken casino table. Wow. It's
I'm just looking at that now. That is so different.
yeah, like all right, Gambit and Rogue. People were complaining about Rogue's eyes, but now they're closed. Does it matter? Huh? Does it matter now? And then it looks like if you get one of those, you can burn it into an animated edition with the poker chips and the cards flying around for 30 gems, and then that's going to be limited to 550 editions. So we're getting some burns and we're getting some evolvables on the evolvables happening. Pretty exciting stuff. And then they just announced Swordsmith. Bladesmith, the comic book that they're doing for the 24/7 Comics was doing for the GoFundMe, or what was it called? One of the things we raised. Yeah, Kickstarter. There you go. The Kickstarter comic. And so I know that they were offering something special if you help them out from Kickstarter. So very exciting stuff happening with that. And that leads us to our new sponsor giveaway by Key Comics. Do you happen to have those comics that we could throw up there on the Jumbotron?
Yes, I am working to get those up. Give me a second.
No, as she's working to get those up, we have some wonderful comics that are coming out to you. And so if you win, you have to be okay with giving us your address, maybe a P.O. box, stuff like that. We want to ship this out to you guys, and Key Comics is going to ship this out to you today. You might have it tomorrow. That is crazy, and we're giving it away. 4 packs of 2 comics each. I believe we have some theming going on. I know I saw the Fantastic Four versus Godzilla with the Scotty Young one. And then I saw the Peach Momoko with the kimono series we're giving away. Really cool collectibles. And all you had to do was be here on the wheel. This is going to be the last week for the wheel, by the way. We'll be going to a different format next week. We talk about that in the middle of the week. Are you guys ready for this?
Yes, let's do it.
Here's my pictures. Oh my God.
All right, I think we got one coming up right now. That's the Godzilla versus Fantastic Four, the double set, one with the variant cover with a Scotty Young, and I know we have the Peach Mocha ones. So let me go down this list. If you were in the space, you are entered in. If I missed your name, I'm sorry, you are rugged. And if you're not here presently, you are also rugged. I apologize. Here we go. We have Beacon Things, Entity Interviews, Evolved, E-Boogie, Informant, John, J.E.'s, Mahalo Joe, Omar, Richard, New Tactics, Guri, Geo, Slyer, Modern Jesus, Yule Chicken, Shankster, Virtual X, Daemon, Mantra Actor, Gabsar, Matt, Josh, Jeremy Housen, Swampy number 5, Steve, O'Malley, Froley Coney, Kevin Giendo, Kevin H, VeVe, Jesus, Comic Disarray, Mondo Freeman, Casual, Fry Labbits, Augustus, Eddie Brown, Mr. Champ, Kermie, Co-Chillin', Boob, Shamji, Maisie, VP Wall, Mr. Hulk 81, Wampamis, OBL, Work of Art, VeVe, Jeezy, MC1, Kid Arcade, Talking VeVe, and Miss Geckos in the So we're going to spin this wheel 4 different times. Congratulations to our 4 winners. Here we go. Let's spin that wheel. First winner is going to be... Ooh, it's going to be Augustus. Augustus, are you here? Augustus, give me a 100 if you're here. I see you in the chat. Let me know you're alive. Augustus, give me 100. Maybe. Oh, hit the delay. We got to wait for the delay, right?
Delay. There's like
The delay.
10
The delay.
Oh,
There he is. There's the 100. Augustus is in. Make sure you get in contact with either D or I, and we'll coordinate with you to get you your comic out today. Congratulations to you, Augustus. Remove his name off the wheel, and we're going to spin again. Let's spin that wheel. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Ooh, it's going to be Jeremy Housen.
Nice.
Jeremy Housen. Give me 100, Mr. Jeremy Housen. Are you there? Are you with me?
Let's go, Kiwi.
Let's go.
Some emojis up there.
Let's go. Give me that 100, Jeremy Housen, and we'll get you moved into the... There it is, baby. Let's go. Congratulations to you. Make sure you get in contact with either D or I in the DMs, and we're going to make sure you get locked in away. Let's remove the name from the chat, and we're going to spin that wheel one more time. We're going to spin it. Oh, 2 more times. My bad. Here we go. Oh, we have Josh7291. Josh7291. Is Josh here?
Oh, come on, yes.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Josh from Discord.
Come on, Josh. Give me 100. Give me 100. Let me know you're alive. Let me know you're here. I see you, LJ Card Shop. You're going to be placed on the wheel. You might win a prize too now.
Josh, throw him up. I don't see anything yet.
Josh, come on, man.
Come on, man. Don't make us come into Discord to tag you.
There it is. There's the 100. Congratulations to you, Josh. Make sure you get in contact with D or I in the DMs. I'm doing another check. Make sure I have everybody that was on the wheel. All right. You're in LJ's Card Shop. 2 people in the grease trap. You are not. Let's spin that wheel. Last winner. Who's it gonna be? It's gonna be Matt.
Oh, nice. Matt.
Matt Man. Matt Man. Matt, please give me 100. Please give me 100. Make sure you're inside of the show. Let us know what 100.
Give him 5, 4. Come on, Matt. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. I know Matt's racing to his phone right now. Like, how do I do it? How do I put the 100? Smash the button.
Somebody.
Matt, where you at, Matt? I think we're gonna have to give Matt the 30-second timer, dude.
Do you not want 2 free comics?
All right, here we go. We're starting the 30-second timer. Matt, please throw up a 100 or a heart or something. Come on, buddy.
Any signs of life? Come on now. While we're waiting, I really want to give a big shout out once again to our new sponsor, Key Comics, for providing these awesome giveaways. So make sure you go and give them a follow, guys and gals.
Absolutely one of the best Whatnot shows you can. I mean, you kind of can't afford to miss this Whatnot show because the deals are so good. You can't afford to miss it.
You really can't.
Matt, come on, buddy. Matt. Oh no, we're losing you, Matt. You got 10 seconds.
He's passing the baton.
10 seconds, Matt. You just need to hit that little 100. Hit the honey. Oh no.
I think he's gonna get rugged.
You're gonna get run. Matt, if you hear this in the end, please hit me up. I will send you a different NFT. It is okay. You will win something. It just
And
can't be this. I have to be fair, guys. I have to be fair, guys. I have to be fair. We're gonna re-roll. We're gonna spin that wheel. Let's see who's it gonna land on. Who got? Oh, wow, that's hilarious. It's Swampy number 5. Discord's in
I'm like,
the
of course,
building.
it's pushing it to.
actually, we've got some breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Josh is not eligible to win because he works for VeVe, but I think Swampy should be fine because
Oh.
he's in the Discord. But Josh actually
But it.
won't be able to accept the prize, so you can spin again for Josh.
Okay.
Okay.
Spinning again for Josh. Congratulations, you Swampy. Here we go. Spin that wheel. Let's see. Another person can win. Oh, it's Miss Gecko. Let's go. Get Miss Gecko, please throw up 100. Please throw up 100. I know you're in here. Let's go. Miss Gecko is the reason why I get to be a great sidekick. She had the blueprint for me to help just be the most amazing person I could be. There's Miss Gecko's 100. I'm so happy. Let's go, Miss Gecko. Make sure you get in contact with me or D in the DMs. Hell yeah. Ladies, how do we feel about the show? That was fun, huh?
That was
Always fun. Always fun hanging out with you guys.
it's fun and more funner now, but it's always fun. That's a
Yeah.
fun.
And it's exciting. So much coming, so much happening.
Yeah, we have a lot of new stuff to show you. We are going to have a little bit of an upgrade next week. Hold on. We have another. Oh, Swampy said he wants to re-roll. We're gonna re-roll again.
Do they not
Let's
want
go.
these prizes?
Hey man, I won't argue with people. Let's go. Let's spin that wheel. You thought it was over. You still have a chance. I hope you didn't leave. Here we go. And it's vegan things. Vegan things.
Let's go.
Let's go, vegan. Give me that 100. Give me the 100 vegan things. Let me know you're in the chat. Let me know you're in here. You better be vegan. I vegan.
Stop eating that salad. Throw up that 100.
Yeah. He's in the middle of his quinoa. Let's
There we
go.
go.
There's 100. All right, vegan. Let's get it. We have our 4 winners. Let's go. Yeah. So this is something exciting. We're going to be doing every single week. We're going to be providing these giveaways. Thank you to Key Comics who's sponsoring that part of the show. Closing out the show, we have some wonderful shows that are coming up today. In less than an hour and 20 minutes, we have Builders Assembled volume number 5 with Mainsy, going over all the different things that people are doing in the VeVerse. Then later on tonight, we have Camping Out for Comics with Mahalo Joe and Mask at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. Then we have the brand new show, the Real Uncommon Podcast, presenting Future Watch, live streaming tonight at 7 p.m. Some very interesting guests with a very interesting topic. It's going to be exciting to see what this new show is going to provide. We also have VeVe Wednesday coming on at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Then we have Enter the Verse Sunday morning with new tactics are fresh out the winter at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So next week we will be also providing not only audio adventure, but we are putting a video aspect to it. So when Elon decides to cut us off on X again, we will be ready. We will be ready for this. Let's go. How are you ladies feeling about today?
Oh, so I'm so excited. I am happy. I am overjoyed. It's just another new beginning to our fun adventure together, and I'm so happy to be doing with you guys. You guys are so awesome.
Samesies.
Ditto.
All right, Raven, take it away.
All right. Thank you, everyone. You've been listening to VeVe Radio.
We recollect big,
Dream bigger.
and we'll see you next time.